What's going on, everybody? Came on a little bit earlier. No, I might not have too many people on, but I just wanted to get this on record. Then I will address everybody. Got some good information going out from Shaman and the V2 contract. So let me go ahead and put that up.
Yeah,
As Mike mentioned, Mike also said, I mean, again, it might be me that's taking that in another way, but Mike did mention that they'll be locked as with the snapshot at whatever 11 zeros. That was an example, but it would not. It would be unlocked when the launch is going, so everybody can have the chance to have their token grow, right? Like the price. I mean.
yeah. So like these are like those details that you're asking for, very fine-tuned details. And the thing is, like, I can't really, honestly, truthfully, I can't give you that answer that you're actually looking for. Once we run the numbers with the team and we figure out exactly how everything's going to go, and especially with the new token distribution that might be taking place for those who have to participate, we can't just drum down the numbers to be concrete and finite right now. You know what I mean? Like I said, once we run those numbers as two teams together and we come to an agreed decision, we will release that information to the public so that way you guys are 100% aware. Like, our job and our focus is to be 100% transparent with you guys and to answer every question that you guys have. We just, to be truthfully honest, it'd be like we just haven't done the homework as far as running the numbers 100% to give you guys those concrete answers. You know what I mean? It's not that we don't want to answer that question. Like I said, we haven't gotten to that stage. What I can tell you is the contract is done. We have tested it. It is ready to go, right? And now we just have to make sure that the community is fully informed. Everybody is on the same page, and we kind of understand like how this process is going to go. And we're trying not to release too much information, obviously, because we don't want scammers to try to preload up on us, right? You know what I mean? Because we don't want people out here putting out false statements saying, oh, the Shaman relaunches today and send your contract or send your tokens to this. Like, we're trying to prevent all of those things from taking place in your guys' community. So we're being very open, very transparent. That's why I suggest, if anybody's in here that you know is a Shaman holder who hasn't got this information, make sure you reach out to them, guys, because as a community, we can only be as strong as the community, right? So Brew Labs, we understand because we've gone through this like type of merger before, right? Or this migration before. So we understand kind of how people try to manipulate that avenue of when this takes place. So we just want to make sure we're giving you guys a general idea so that way you guys are aware. Then we'll give you the concrete like writing so that way everybody's informed on the same page, and then we'll allow that information to go straight to the community and only through the community ports, right? Through the Shaman Telegram, through the Shaman Twitter page, so that way everybody is 100% aware of where they need to get the information. And obviously, that's probably when Shaman will even hold probably an AMA as well, to where you'll be able to get that contract information straight from the source's mouth, right? And that's where it'll be very beneficial for everybody. We just don't want to see anybody get manipulated in sending like their token allocation to the wrong place, because anytime you do anything social media wise, there's going to be nefarious people, bad actors that are going to be out here like waiting for this day to go down. So we just want to make sure that we're being as open and transparent with you guys to ensure that we can make everything happen the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to add to that, we will not DM you and tell you to send your tokens in or anything like that. Any and all communications will come from the official Shaman page. If you see it anywhere other than that, do not interact with it.
All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
You got it. Cleric, what's going on?
So we were in the middle of answering my question on CytoMask. I know you've got the old contract listed on that. Once the new contract's listed, I assume they're then going to update that on their end, or am I wrong on that?
Yeah, I mean, that's still details we'll have to work out, obviously, with the Saitama team. But, having us being listed on there before, our goal is to ultimately be on as many platforms as possible. So probably, I would say after the launch or just pre-launch, we'll probably have some discussions with them. But we're still, I believe we're in talks with them right now. Tony just messaged me. I think Tony was having some sound issues before. So we are in talks with them. It will be there. It shouldn't be a problem, but we don't have any further details on that.
Okay, that worked. That's
Awesome.
pretty much my only question. Trying to figure out how I'm going to allocate a good chunk of change to it right now. So I'm
Yeah,
excited
totally
to jump in.
understandable.
You could
All right.
always go. You could always eat ramen noodles for a week, and do what I do.
And
Yeah,
hey,
no,
guys, I want to mention something too, because I remember Tony said earlier, like, yeah, guys, like buy in now. I would, and I'm only telling you this as like somebody who just cares, right? Now, this is not me speaking on behalf of Shaman. This is just me speaking on just behalf of me as a person. I wouldn't really try to increase your position right now in the Shaman. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because there is something wrong with that old contract, right? And that's why we're making that merger. So I just want to make sure that we're not losing any more of those funds that could actually contribute to the new launch of Shaman, right? Keep the community strong, keep the money within the community, and keep it sound. You know what I mean? And I just want to like make that like for me personally, you know what I mean? I will wait until the V2 comes before I'm dumping that large lump sum of money in there, because I know that it's actually going back to the community. And I'm only saying that, and I'm not saying, and I'm sorry guys if I cross the line, but that is me personally. And I feel like that would be the best for the community, you know. But sorry if I overstepped, Mike or Tony.
And you said that there's now a buyback wallet instead of Burns. Is that right? Is that what I heard?
That's correct. Yeah, there'll be a 3% buyback on every transaction. That'll go into a treasury wallet, which we will have the option to allocate for our staking pool or do a manual burn if we choose to do so. So it gives a bit more flexibility than just throwing it into a burn wallet and then having it being gone forever, right? And especially since we want staking to be a big part of this new contract, it makes sense for us to have the tokens readily available so we can distribute them back to the token holders who are staking.
So
also, here's another thing for
oh,
everyone.
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go
Here's
ahead,
another
bud.
thing for everyone to keep in mind. This buyback wallet, that can always be used to burn if the community and our team, comes together and we feel as if that's going to bring the most success at the end of the day. But I think the buyback is the most smart because we can use that for the exchanges, burning, and everything of that sort. So
No, I agree
that's
with the
something for
buyback stance. I mean,
absolutely.
seeing the tokenomics or hearing just this basic too, being able to stake and then having that buyback supports the floor on the price rather than. Are you still keeping the whole limit of how much you can sell to prevent whales from doing their thing, or is there an anti-whale mechanism at this point, or is that out the window, or what's on the table with that end?
Actually, no, for this new contract, yeah, we're going to make it so you guys can actually only sell 0.15% of the supply. So you're only really able to sell like 3.5 ETH at a time. And as we grow, we will also increase that, because it is important that people are able to trade our project, continuously and in the correct way, but 3.5 ETH, I feel as if will bring more comfortability to the table because, it will make it so people can't really dump that much. And for everyone to keep in mind, quote me if I'm wrong, Gabe, if someone sells that 3.5 ETH, we get a 3% back for the buyback automatically in our contract. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's how it would work. But as far as those numbers, like, yeah, I would just hold off on dispelling all those numbers till we, unless you've drilled that down yourself, right?
Yeah, we're like I said, we're finalizing
absolutely.
everything. There will be in short, Cleric, there will be a mechanism for anti-whale. We're just going to nail all that down after our meeting with Brew Labs this week.
Okay, cool. Wow. All right.
Okay.
Hey, I have a question. So,
Yeah,
what do you feel you guys need to do as an organization to continue to watch Shaman grow?
Can you fix your voice thing? I'm sorry. Can you just put it on like a regular voice thing?
What do you mean?
All right, we'll come back to you. Daniel.
Yo, what's going on?
How you
Everybody
doing,
that came in, what's up?
Doing
what's up?
great. Can you hear me?
Hey, Miss D Nice, what's going on? What's going
Can
on?
you hear
What's
me?
going on, everybody?
Yep, you're live. Daniel.
Okay, good.
Yeah, threw me clean off. I
Cleric
don't know who that was.
kind of got a little bit to it, but I got all my Shaman in my STEVIES because I'd been doing some buying through the STEVIES, and I would imagine you're going to get the new contract, like you said. But is that going to be an issue with the airdrops of the replacing the old tokens with the new one under the new contract?
I don't think it would be, just knowing how airdrops happen. I went through Impact XP when they were Gen Impact and Impact X, then Impact XP. Airdrops are not that in depth, and
What's
Gabe,
going
correct
on?
me if I'm wrong. I mean, yeah, you do analytics on it, and yeah, you do largest wallet to smallest, and it sounds like they've got all that planned out. What I'm getting at is you have your wallet address, and that's what they're going to go off of. So I don't think it'll really interrupt anything, unless I'm wrong, Gabe. Gabe?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Somebody's like, people are like blowing me up in the DMs because they say they can't message you guys. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, I follow everybody back. So like, obviously my DMs go hammer sometimes. But Cleric, rephrase that one more time for me.
So he's asking about if he has Shaman in his SataMask wallet because he's been doing some trading in regards to that. Is that going to interfere with the airdrop? And my quick answer is I don't think it will, because he's got an Ether wallet regardless at that point. And it's just a matter of the system going, okay, you have X amount, here's your new token. Is that right?
Cleric, when it comes to all these different platforms and everybody's token supplies, I think what we're going to do is we're going to run the numbers first, and we have to take into consideration where all these tokens may be, right, that could possibly be sent in. So like that right there in itself, like you're asking a very detailed question to where I honestly can't give you that answer. As far as how it's going to work, I don't know how fast Saitama is going to be able to transition that contract change to where it actually reflects in SataMask. So like there's a lot of variables in that question, and it's kind of loaded in a sense, right? There's a lot of variables. So I could give you that answer once we go to the team and we run all the numbers as far as like these different DeFi exchanges that people have their tokens on, because obviously SataMask is one, and then obviously Uniswap has to come into consideration. So we have to figure out where the total token supply is mostly allocated. And if they're allocated just on Uniswaps, then maybe we only need people who have it in their MetaMask wallet to actually send it in, right? Because we can gather enough of that token supply to where when we sell it on the market, we're able to pull enough of the liquidity out of the actual locker, right? And so with that being said, like it's all going to depend on where all the funds are allocated to, right? And so once we drill that down, because that's part of the number running game, then we will be able to come back out here and speak concrete facts like, hey, with SataMask, this is what's going to end up happening if you have your tokens there. If it's on this, this is what's going to end up happening. Just so that way we can make sure that we give you guys the right information. Like I said, with the migration, this is more like of just a quick rendition or a quick rundown, so you guys are aware and you guys can prepare yourself as the community. Exactly like kind of the process that's going to go. But those facts or those numbers that you're looking for, Cleric, I'll get those for you after the meeting on, what is it, Wednesday night, right, Mike?
Yeah, Wednesday night, and we'll make sure we get an update out. And Daniel, just to add to that, right? If you think about it, your wallet is an Ether wallet. It's an Ethereum wallet. You'll have an Ethereum address, right? So regardless of whether those tokens switch or not, it'll be in your wallet because they live on the blockchain, right? Your wallet is just a mirror into the blockchain. Once that contract is loaded into SataMask and you get the V2 in there, then you'll have the visibility into your wallet, which will mirror the blockchain on that contract. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not so much worried about the new contract. I know that might take a little bit longer to get on the SataMask, but the concern was, I guess since my wallet's on Ethernet, that I can imagine I'll get the tokens airdropped, and I can check Etherscan with my address to see that they're there, vice not necessarily showing accurately in SataMask. Is that correct?
Oh, so you're worried about that?
That's correct. That's absolutely correct, right? Because everything lives on the Ethereum blockchain. You'll go in, you'll check an Etherscan, you'll see the tokens are there, right? And then once the address is in SataMask, then it'll do the mirror to the blockchain, and then you'll have the visibility into SataMask. So just very important point to anyone in here. Just remember, your tokens do not live in your wallet. Your tokens live in the blockchain. The wallet is just mirroring the blockchain. So they are safe. Like I say, this will just be an issue of visibility once the contract is loaded into SataMask.
So think of it this way, Daniel, if you're still a bit confused. I don't know if you use MetaMask, but you can manually add token addresses to it, and then your tokens show up. It's the same type of mechanism, only SataMask needs to be updated with that manual update on the dev team side. And once they update that, then your new token will visibly show up.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not, again, the big thing was to make sure being in SataMask didn't prevent me from getting the new set of tokens under the new contract. That's going to be on the blockchain, so I can go check EtherScan to make sure that's there. And when it catches up on SataMask, that's not an issue. I did have a second question. And I apologize if you said it earlier. Is there an intent to still do the reflections under the new contract? I know you're talking about staking through Brew Labs and all that, but are we also going to continue with the reflections?
Yes, there will be 2% reflections to the holders. So just to give you a rundown of the tokenomics, it's a 10% total buy and sell tax that's broken down as such. You'll have 1% goes to the liquidity pool, 2% will go to reflections to the holders. We'll have 3% which will go to the buyback wallet, which we talked about, which will be utilized for the staking pool. Then we'll have 3% marketing wallet and then 1% team wallet.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
You can drop me down if you need to.
Cool. Have a good one.
So
Daniel.
Thanks. Mike, can you run back through that like a bit slower? I got 1%, 2%, 3%, and 1%. So 3% marketing, and then say that again.
So you have 3% marketing, 3% buyback.
Okay.
Then you have 2% reflections, 1% to the liquidity pool, and then 1% is the team dev wallet or the team wallet.
1% liquidity, and then 1% dev wallet or team wallet.
It's a team. Yeah, team wallet. Yeah.
And that's to pay the devs and everything. Okay,
it's correct.
Which is fine. Now my other question is, as far as the game goes, is that still on track as far as delivery on the game? Or are they revamping the game because of the contract? And if I remember correctly, it was a play to earn. Am I wrong?
So play to earn won't be in the first initial release of the game. It will be done. Tony, I believe it's phase 2, correct?
Yes, phase 2. And just for everyone to keep in mind, 9% of our tax is going back to our holders. So that's going to be beneficial for all our holders in the long run.
Okay, cool. And you said, now, is it going to be, as this is a question for Gabe, as far as staking goes, is that going to be out as quick as like Grove hit their staking and release them, or is it going to take a bit?
Yeah, so we just completed our front end work as far as for the cross chaining of the network. So yeah, we have that interface ready to go. Obviously, we don't have any pools on there live currently, but we do have that built out and ready to go. And so really, I think it's up to Tony as when they want to purchase those and get those going. That's up to the Shaman team, like I said. But yes, we do have the ability to create staking pools on the Brew Labs site. Like I said, you'll go to brewlabs.info, you'll click on the earn, you'll click on staking. Up in the right-hand corner, there'll be a tab that'll allow you to change from networks. Now that tab or that like drop down won't show up until obviously the first pools are live. So if we don't have a phantom one up there yet, then obviously you won't see that network reflecting on there, just because we don't want people interacting with it, possibly causing a jam up on it, blase. But yes, you will end up having the ability to stake BSC, Ethereum, or Phantom contracts. So if you guys are out there and you guys are, wanting that, we can do that at Brew Labs now.
So when you say cross-chain, is Shaman going to be cross-chain across all 3 of those networks?
No.
Or am I wrong?
No, it'll just be Ethereum.
We're just going to be Ethereum.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just telling you what we have built out.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. And last question, because I can't really recall without cross-referencing DEX tools, what's the grand total of token count by chance?
That's on Tony. I don't even know you guys' token supply.
I think it's the same as the old contract, 1,000 quads, I think.
1,000 quad?
Yeah,
Okay.
similar. It's going to be the same. It's going to be same supply as the old contract, just differing tokenomics. and
Okay.
obviously the staking.
And did you have like, is it similar to Saitama where 50% is burnt upon release, or am I wrong on that? Or is there no burn?
No, we're not going to be, because we're doing the buyback and we're also going to be doing the staking, right? We think it's more important to have the supply readily available so we can distribute it to our staking pool, and have the holders take advantage of that. So that's why we opted to kind of go that direction.
Also, too,
Okay.
I think with like what you guys were talking about, like, obviously people are going to be paying a fee by sending these tokens in. So I think there's something in the works or being talked about, possibly as like being to reallocate those funds that you're missing. So like that snapshot that I was telling you guys about, that snapshot will take place and that'll tell us your token supply before you guys actually send it in. So that way, then once we relaunch an airdrop, we can airdrop you guys the original amount of tokens that you had, right? And we'll have a sheet that has literally everybody's wallet address, everybody's amount on it.
Okay, cool. That works for me. I appreciate the time, guys. That's awesome. I got everything written down, and now I just got to figure out how I'm going to eat ramen for the next month.
Claire, you're crazy, bro.
Awesome, Claire. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you.
Hey, do you eat ramen or cup of noodle?
Whichever's cheaper at Walmart.
Whichever's saltier, right? Okay. All right. Thanks, Claire.
Yep. Got to do a lot of running on this month.
All right, let's go to DTC. How you doing?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? How we doing?
Good, man.
What's up, Anthony? Hope you guys are doing well. I had a quick question. So I've got a little bit of shaman tokens. I sold out sort of close to all-time high not too long ago, and I've always supported Tony. I was there when we were showing this thing in the beginning. So a question that I had posed to him was, do I buy the old contract? Do I buy the new one? Because obviously, depending on when you get in a project determines how much you get off launch. So do I buy the old contract and get my tokens airdropped to me, or do I buy the new contract and just wait? Because and my other real question is essentially like, what's starting price? What's starting market cap? Because if I have my tokens airdropped and you're starting at a certain market cap, I'm not going to get wrecked. But if I buy in and you guys are starting at a certain market cap, I'm going to get wrecked because people are going to sell off on me. So, is the starting market cap going to be something where it's obviously lower than what the current token holders were originally having to sort of incentivize them to hold, or what's the case?
Yeah, bro. So like the things that you're asking me for are like detailed numbers. And like we've already stated, I think several times now, that we have to go to the drawing board and draw that up with the team. And then we will release the numbers to everybody. So that way they know. As far as like my personal opinion, and this is my personal opinion, I wouldn't buy into the old contract because obviously there's something wrong with the old contract. That's why we're doing this V2. So for you to get the most bang for your buck and the community to thrive more as a community, I would assume that you would want to participate in the buying of the new V2 contract. And that's, like I said, my personal opinion. You know what I mean? Because obviously the more money we put into this other contract, the more money it kind of like flies out the window in essence, in my eyes, right? So just as a community's sake, and as for like the sanity of just people in general, like who wants to throw away money? Nobody. You know what I mean?
Nobody wants to throw away money. And the other reason why I asked is because I was in I was in a pre-sale for a token, and I bought in. The token launched, but the problem was they didn't nail their launch correctly. So essentially, the token had to do like a 15x to be able to get out of the hole from what I purchased. So like my buy-in was like 0.25 or 0.3 or something like that, and it ended up making my buy, because of its starting market cap, it essentially made my buy 0.05.
Yeah, because they didn't. What they did was they didn't allocate you enough token supply back. So what you ended up doing was you bought in like whatever it is, right? Whether it's ETH or BNB, what you ended up doing was you bought into something, and then they decided what number of token supply you guys would get back, and they just didn't run their numbers correctly. So obviously, when they launched that contract, right, you were in a deficit versus being at like a break even or potentially like, ready to 2x like just basically from jump, right? So
Exactly.
you got to understand that the difference between this and like a brand new launch is that all the numbers should be the same as far as correlating over, right? So nothing should really change as far as the numbers go. The only part that could possibly change anything is for when like Tony and my team of Brew Labs drills down the numbers as far as supplementing the return that people would lose by sending in these tokens in order to participate in the merger, right?
Gotcha.
And so those things are going to be taking place, right? Like we said, I think Wednesday night. And so once we drill those numbers down, and then we can come to people with actual real live numbers, and we'll be like, hey guys, this is exactly what it's going to look like. Here's the numbers, and at that point, you guys can decide for yourself, like what you want to do, whether you want to participate or not participate. You know what I mean? But at that point, it becomes your choice by seeing the numbers. But we just haven't got to that stage yet, really. So
okay,
Yep.
cool. I just wanted to, I tried to get that clear because like the last thing I want, the last thing I want, or for anybody else is again like you buy in at a loss, or because essentially, whatever people buy in for like I bought in at pre-sale at like a 500K market cap, and it started at like 30. So obviously, you have to do something to break even. But if you guys have to go to the drawing board for that, I'm sure. I mean, I know Brew Labs, you guys make good contracts, and Tony's not an idiot, so you guys will work it out.
Yeah, no,
Excel
reservations.
Excel is an amazing thing. Excel is an amazing thing at running numbers. As long as you put the right equations in there, you should get the accurate numbers back. And that's the thing is like men lie, women lie, but those numbers, they don't. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And obviously, at this point, with the redeployment, when you think about it, if we were to launch it and then something were to go awry, obviously Brew Labs, as in a company who builds contracts for people, we do have fail safes in there to where we could make sure that we don't like lock all the liquidity up too soon, right? So that way we can ensure that the launch takes off properly. If it doesn't, we can go back, we can pull it off the market, stop the buys and sells on it, and then we can redeploy it and relaunch it. You know what I mean? So like there are fail safes that Brew Labs has built into like just us being, this is what we do, right? This is what we do for a profession. And so like we do have ways to help mitigate with anything like that. So just ensure guys that you guys are in good hands as far as like with what's going on, and it's just up to us just to run the numbers and get those fine details. And I think everybody kind of generally has an idea of how it's going to work. Then just once we come back with the numbers and give you guys something in writing, I feel like it'll clear up any misconceptions or any misunderstandings that anybody may have.
Yeah, I don't have any reservations knowing Brew Labs is touching this contract. Like, in my opinion, they're going to be the next big house name as far as contracts go. I personally would love to see them rival CERTIC audits on their end, quite honestly. And then as far as contracts go, like
I don't
doing
think we
digging.
I don't think we want to be CERTIC, right? We don't want to be
well, no.
like the next
I mean,
CERTIC.
what I'm
We
saying
want to
as
be
far as your audit capabilities go. As far as your contract developments go, just doing my due diligence and digging, some of their devs would, there's some serious devs on their end as far as coders go. So I have no reservations about Brew Labs doing that. In fact, I commend Tony for going that route. And then as far as that goes, when did you say the date of the new release on contract is? Or have we not said that?
So we're gonna once we have our meeting with Brew Labs on Wednesday, Tony and I are gonna regroup. We're gonna get an official announcement from the Shaman page, and we'll send that out to everybody with an exact date. There will be instructions that Brew Lab will scope out as far as the airdrop and getting in your old tokens and receiving everything. So we're gonna lay everything out very clearly and make sure it's communicated well in advance.
Okay, and you'll be able to tell us like a time, Pacific, Eastern, Central, whatever time frame that it goes live.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay,
we'll work out all those details. It'll be very clear.
Okay, cool. The only reason I ask is I'm looking at the charts and I'm like, man, this is on a blue light special right now for this price. So yeah, I'm gonna find some sort of funding. That's for damn sure.
Good stuff. Thanks, Clark.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's go over to Old Man Crypto.
Yes, I appreciate it. Thanks. I know you guys got a lot of questions, and since mine is old man, I'm older than you guys, so I may need it just a little bit simplified. My biggest question is, you talk about the airdrops and then a swap. That's my only confusion, is losing the supply I have since I got in early. And if I didn't like the project, I wouldn't be in it. I'm just worried that I won't understand, not being as young as some of you folks. What's this swap? I just want to make sure that I've got my tokens. Whenever you're
there's no swap. I think you're misconstruing like something we said. Yeah, there's no swap. So
Okay.
what'll end up happening is that, like, obviously this is these aren't concrete details, but what ends up happening is we take a screenshot of the actual total supply of what everybody holds as holders, right? And we do that for every single holder, right? So we know exactly how much each wallet is supposed to be given back, right? So if you participate or have to participate in the V2 of sending in your tokens, after you send those in, obviously you're going to have less tokens at that point, right? But that's where that snapshot comes into play. So we'll be able to reallocate those funds evenly back to you. Now, I know that Tony has gone to the drawing board and said that he wants to do something to incentivize you guys, since you guys are sticking with him through this merger, to where he wants to give something back to the community. Now, we, as in like Shaman's team, right? And I'm talking hypothetically on their behalf, they will come up with the numbers. And once they get the right numbers of what they can allocate back to you guys as holders, then we'll finalize those numbers, and then we'll send those out to you guys, so that way you guys are aware of what you could be expecting back. And then from there, the only thing that you guys have to do at that point, since you've already sent in the tokens and everything's ready, Tony's Shaman team will remove the liquidity from the locked locker, and then they will put it towards the V2 contract, and then we will deploy that contract. But obviously, before the deployment, we will airdrop everybody or all the holders, right, that are supposed to get that amount. If you fall in that snapshot, right, to where you don't qualify for the airdrop because it's too expensive to airdrop it to you, we will have you guys come into the actual community and request that Tony give you that token allocation. And he can go back to that snapshot, right, and figure out if you were a holder at the time, or if you bought them after we pulled all the liquidity out of it. You know what I mean? So that way we can ensure that nobody's scamming the system. But that is kind of like the fundamental breakdown of how everything will work. So just that way you guys are aware of it. But as far as the numbers and everything, like you whatever you have now, you'll be getting that back, right?
Right. So, and I say, please excuse my ignorance, but so you're going to take the screenshot or the snapshot. I really don't have to do anything. Or if I do, because I don't care if it's a Wells Fargo, it's an investment to me. You're talking about Google, you're talking about whatever stocks you have. This is just, I mean, it's a stock to me. Or do I just need to go ahead and sell and then come back in on the relaunch? I'm just super nervous.
Nope.
So
what's going to happen is, we're going to determine kind of how many of the holders we're going to be able to airdrop, right? Once we have the discussion with Brew Labs on Wednesday night, we'll determine where the cutoff is on the airdrop, right? So if it's an airdrop, you won't have to do anything. You'll receive those tokens. If you're below that threshold, what we're going to do is we're going to set up a communication, some form of email or distribution, where you'll send in kind of your wallet address. We'll go ahead, we'll confirm on either scan that you are a holder of those tokens. And then from there, we'll have you send in your tokens, and we will replace them with the new V2 ones manually.
Okay.
Well, you might not even have to have them send it in at that point, because that might get expensive for you guys, right? At that point, if you can verify it 100% and that's your wallet, then they would just drop those to you, right? Because you, like the old Shaman contract, it would just be expensive for them to send them into you guys.
Right.
But yeah. But you guys, we'll figure all those, and like I said, those are the fine details, those concrete details that we'll be able to give you after we go back and we run the numbers and we know exactly where the cutoff point is going to be. So that way you guys are 100% fully aware. Like I said, our job is to be 100% transparent with you guys and to make sure that everybody's on board. And it's not just for you guys as holders, but to prevent people in the community from possibly being scammed by nefarious or bad actors, right? And so that's why we're having these spaces. We're out here talking to you guys, giving you a lot of time in advance to build up and prepare for this. So that way you guys understand exactly what's going to take place. You know what I mean? We just don't want people to be confused last minute or try to do something rushed, right? Because obviously you've seen what happens when projects rush and try to relaunch. It's a shabacle, right? And so we want to prevent any of that from happening. We don't want any money to lose outside of your guys' ecosystem. We want to capitalize on all of that, right? And that's for you guys as a holder, because that's what Shaman's doing. They're trying to give you guys something better that you guys can build a brand new foundation on top of this shaman community. And from here, like, you know, the sky is the limit, right? Shaman,
What
you know, so
you said critical about I can't remember exactly the term you use, like a breaking point or 2 point, but you talking about taking care of the biggest wallets, and you said something about getting too expensive, so it'd be the lower wallets.
No. Okay, so the biggest wallets are going to be holding the largest amount of your token supply, right?
Yeah, I got that.
So if the largest whales in your community were the first people to send it in, we only need to acquire a certain amount of token supply to drain all that liquidity out of that locked locker, right? So we don't need 100% of the tokens sent in. So some people who don't have much in their wallet might not have to participate in the sending in of their token, right? But they can participate as far as being a part of the merger by holding and not selling, right? And so you participating, that's where the benefit comes into you guys as holders, right? You guys stayed through, you guys stayed strong with the community. You believed in the idea and the concept of where we were taking this, or where Shaman is taking it. You know what I mean? So when we say that we're taking a snapshot and we're asking people to send in, we will run those numbers and find out how much of the token supply we need in order to make sure we pull out enough of the liquidity to where we don't leave much behind, right? Because obviously Shaman being a renounced contract, we're never going to be able to turn off those buy sell functions on that contract. So that contract will always exist in the ecosystem, right? So it's our job to make sure that we pull as much liquidity out of it, so that way people really aren't transacting and trading on it. You know what I mean?
I got you, but then to say, okay, because you brought up was 8,200 some holders. So are you talking the top 100 wallets? Are you talking the top 5,000?
So that hasn't been determined yet, right? That's the meeting. The meeting we're going to have on Wednesday is going to have all these details finalized. We're going to put together with Brew Labs. We're going to put together an information sheet on how everything's going to go down, with the instructions and what you're supposed to do, and all those thresholds that we just talked about. Right now, kind of saying anything would be presumptuous. We don't have those final details, so I don't want to tell you something that isn't finalized. But we will communicate that out after our meeting sometime, hopefully at the end of this week, to the community.
Oh, that's what I was kind of asking my question, because and I know you can't say those things, but you're getting into the top 100, top 200 wallets, and that's what I was saying about the sending stuff in. I'm a little like, crap, I'm gonna screw this thing up.
No, don't worry about it. Like I said, we're gonna have instructions on whatever needs to be done.
Okay.
We're gonna make it very clear who has to do what, who doesn't have to do anything. So until then, just hang tight. We'll be sure to get the information out. It'll come from the official Shaman page. Just as a reminder to everyone in here, no one from Shaman will contact you through DM or anything to tell you to send anything in. If they do, please do not interact. It's likely a scam. So please wait for official communication from the official Shaman Twitter page.
From the Twitter page, or does that come through email?
No, we're going to send out a communication through the Shaman Twitter page with a link and everything that'll show you what you have to do.
I got you.
It'll have a document attached to that. However, Gabe and I and the team decide to send it out.
Well, yeah, and then also I'm pretty sure that you got to understand too, they probably will be holding an AMA for this as this goes down, so that way you guys would be able to come into a Twitter space, and obviously right here on the live Jumbotron right above, they would be able to have that representation of that information for you, so you could get it directly from the source. That's the thing, is like, we're trying to make sure that we don't allow any outside manipulation to take place. So we're being as informative as we possibly can to ensure that you guys are only looking for information in certain places, right? And that's why I stressed earlier, it's very important for you guys as a community to spread that word to other people who may not be in the room, you know? So once this room's done and this recording is up, like, you guys share it out, and you share it out so that way you can affect the masses with this information, so that way they are aware and they are prepared as well as you are.
Oh no, I appreciate it. I think it's been very for me to sit back and listen so far. It's been very knowledgeable, and I appreciate it. Crypto seems to be a young person's game, but as mine says, old man crypto for a reason. Investing is an investing game. I'm just, it's like I said, it doesn't matter to me if you're talking about one of the stocks that everybody knows, like Coke or Home Depot or this. I'm just trying to make sure I understand, because you guys are doing good things, but us older folks have to make sure we understand the technology.
Yeah, that's why we're going to put it in writing for you guys as well. So like those who just can't, comprehend it out of the audio spectrum, you guys will have a reference that will be visual, so that way you guys could walk through step by step and have very clear clarification on what must be done, right? We don't want to leave like anybody behind. Obviously, that's not ever the intentions of for anybody, right? That's why we're out here. We're trying to give it like a verbal acknowledgement of like, hey, this is what's coming up, so that way you guys can kind of get your brain ready for what might take place. And then after that, once we get everything drilled down with the numbers and the exact facts, then we'll write up like that fact sheet for you guys to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously you guys will be able to get everything done and handled. And then that'll help for anybody who's not an audio learner, more of a visual learner.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, no problem. And just before we go to the next one, I just want to give a shout out to my man Crypto Alert, who's in the room. That's my brother from another mother. He's been very instrumental in helping me develop
I don't
in
know
the
why they playing
crypto
with you.
space and getting me to where I am sitting up here. So I just want to thank him very much and just say how much I appreciate him and his friendship.
Surprise, motherfuckers.
What's up, CK?
What's going on?
What up, CK? I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, I'm an NFT now.
You're an NFT?
Yeah.
You went digital? Did you talk to Elon Musk with his little chip implants? Is that what you did?
I do. What's going on with Shaman, man? So I shouldn't buy the dip. That's what I'm getting, right?
They're converting to a new contract.
No, I know
and they're
that.
gonna be
I'm
doing
just
an
wondering,
airdrop.
so don't buy on the old contract, wait until the new one is out to buy?
It's probably cleaner to do it that way. To Gabe's point, right? If the old contract was in good shape, we probably wouldn't be moving towards this V2 launch, right? So just to ensure that nothing kind of goes wrong with the kind of you trying to migrate new tokens over, or just kind of maybe lose money in the process on that, it's probably better off to wait until the new contract is launched, unless you're already holding some.
No, yeah, I'm holding some, and I was gonna buy the dip some more probably like tonight or tomorrow, but I don't want to if it's best to buy like in the new one. I can wait. It's no biggie.
Yeah, I mean, I here's the thing: it's personal preference, right? I can't tell you not to do it, right? At the same time, Gabe feels a certain way about it, so.
No, yeah, I feel you. Whatever's
Yeah.
recommended is what I'd rather do.
Yeah, I just me personally, I feel like the money stays in your shaman community if you wait until the V2. There's just, not everything is 100% legitimate as far as like that old contract, right? So with that being said, just make sure that you guys, decide when is the time that's best for you. I'm not here to give you guys financial advice on when to buy. I'm just assuming if you're a holder of Shaman and you believe in the ecosystem, that you would wait and want to put the money into the actual contract that's going to give you guys the most pump and the most return. You know what I mean? So like that it just logically in my mind, that's how I see it. And so I relay that to you guys as more of a friend, not as like a professional, but like as a friend. I would assume that would be something that you guys would want to do in order to keep your community strong, right? The less money funneling out of your ecosystem, the better everything will be. So there you go.
For sure. So, sorry, I kept getting kicked out every time I tried to come up to speak and ask, are we sending our tokens in or are they being airdropped?
So we're finalizing all the details of that. We have a meeting with Brew Labs Wednesday night, and then what we're going to do is put together kind of a fact sheet and kind of like almost like a cheat sheet that people can work off of and understand how the process is going to work. We're probably going to end up defining kind of thresholds as to what each holder should do. We just haven't determined those yet. So I anticipate by sometime this weekend, we should be sending something out via the official Shaman Twitter handle. So yeah, we'll get all that information out well ahead of time.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Anytime, TK.
Oh, look, Cuffin's in here. Crypto Alert, Justin, Big Hand. Look at all these. Tasco. Look at everybody. Ahmed, look, everyone's here. All right, I'm done.
All right, let's go to Maxim. Lono Maxim. All right, we'll come back to you. We'll go to Vishal, and then we'll go to King Crypto after that.
I feel like there's a delay in the room.
I think there is kind of a delay. All right, well, you know, while Vishal's waiting to connect, we'll go to King Crypto, then we'll come back to him. King Crypto, how you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. How about you guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're doing good. Hear you loud and clear.
Hey, so as far as the new contract, are you guys going to start at the current price, or are you guys removing zeros? You probably already talked about this, but I probably missed it. Just got a few questions about that, and then also
check that poll out,
the
guys.
tokenomics, and is there like a limit buy and sell orders during the launch of the new contract? And what is the total max for for buying and selling, and if there's any limits for the new launch?
All right, so let's break those down one by one. First, we'll kind of start. We're going to have the same supply as the current contract, right? But obviously, the tokenomics will be different. As to where the starting price and everything will be, what's going to happen is we're going to take a snapshot at some point in time, and that'll be kind of the locked-in price before we start to begin the migration. Obviously, the final details of that will be worked out this week when we talk to Brew Labs. So we'll be sure probably sometime this weekend to be sent something out via the official Shaman page with all the details of what's going on, how everything's going to look, where we're going to be starting at, things of that nature. But we just don't have those final details right now. So be on the lookout for that. The second part to your question, the tokenomics. So there will be a 10% buy and sell tax broken down. It'll be 1% for the liquidity pool. There'll be 2% reflections to the holders. There will be a 3% buyback wallet. So essentially on every buy and sell, there's going to be a buyback that's going to go to the treasury wallet that will sit in a pool that we will allocate to either our staking pool, because we are going to be implementing staking, or if we wanted to do a manual burn in the future, we could do that as well. And then there's a 3% marketing wallet, and then a 1% team wallet to pay for the, obviously the devs and everything.
Can I ask a question, Mike? Did you and Tony ever decide on whether or not there was not going to be wallet-to-wallet tax on transfers between wallet to wallet, since there was going to be a like max wallet supply?
I don't believe there is a wallet-to-wallet one. I'll just confirm with Tony. I don't know if you can hear me right.
Yeah,
and there's going to go ahead, King Crypto.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So one more question is there a max limit buy and a max limit sell at launch? If so, what is that?
We haven't worked out those details as of yet. Like I said, we're going to have everything as of Wednesday night after we talk to after we finalize the Brew Lab. So we'll be sure to include any details of that in our announcement this weekend. But that is on our list of things to make sure that we include and we discuss.
Okay, is that something that you guys will be posting on the official Shaman Twitter page, or are you going to announce that a couple of days before the launch, or how do you guys plan to do that?
Yeah, it'll be more than a couple of days. We're gonna make sure that we give sufficient lead time on this. Obviously we don't have a definitive launch date, but we want to make sure that we give the community enough time to digest the information, make sure that we're circulating it well enough across social media, post it to the Shaman website, etc., just to make sure that it covers all platforms. So it'll be a little more than a couple of days, but it will be well in advance, and we'll make sure all the pertinent information is included.
Sounds good. Thank you. Hey, what's up, Tony?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Good. All right, guys. Well, man, I'm excited. Thank you for that. I'll be on the lookout for all that information.
Yep, no problem, brother. Thanks for coming up. Vad MD, how you doing? Vad MD.
Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. Hello, Tony. Congratulations with the upcoming migration now. Well, what I wanted to ask is if there was to be contributing towards the liquidity pool, the new liquidity pool, if they was to send the tokens out to the obvious contract, what would be the slippage for that?
Yeah, like what do you mean? If you want to provide liquidity for it?
It's obviously you at the moment. Everybody holds a certain. If you hold a few quads, let's say, yeah, and you would be asked to as you said, to do the injection, yeah, liquidity injection. So you would need to send them over to the wallet that you would be providing, isn't it? So wouldn't
Yeah, actually we won't need anything from anybody as far as liquidity. What they're going to do is, like, obviously people are going to send in their token supply, and then they're going to basically, Shaman team's going to turn around and sell it on the open market, draining the liquidity out of the locked locker. Once we collect all the liquidity that's possible, we'll transfer that over to the V2 contract. So yeah, as far as like people offering to participate in liquidity, like, we don't need that right now. That's something that is already in the actual, like, it's already in the ecosystem and it's ready to go. We just need to remove it from the locked locker. And obviously with the locked locker, you can't go to, like, Unicrypt and be like, we need the money, right? You have to literally drain it out of there by selling the token on the actual open market.
All right, that sounds good. And then if it's to send out your tokens to the other address, yeah, what would be the slippage for that?
I mean, I don't think there should be a slippage, because it'll basically be like a wallet to wallet transfer between one wallet to another. So it'll just be as simple as placing that. Actually, it's not a buy, right? It's not like you're going to a DEX and interacting with that DEX. You're literally sending it from one wallet to another wallet, which is just a receive and a send address that's being utilized. So that there, yeah, you shouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's cool. You answered my question. Thank you very much, and good luck. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Vad. Appreciate you.
Cheers, man.
JB, did you have another question?
Yes, I did. So I wanted to know, we'll be having a DEX tool to see the chart with the new contract.
Yeah. Once the new contract is live, you'll be able to view it on DEX tools. It'll likely have a V2 after it. That'll obviously be something that'll be worked out, but yeah, you will be able to see that once it's live.
Great, thanks.
Yep, no problem. Iron Wolf, how you doing?
What's up, guys? I don't know if you guys covered this. I don't know if I missed it, but when we send our tokens to the new contract, is there a gas fee on that?
You mean sending it to, like, the wallet where they're going to collect the token supply?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's obviously any transaction that transacts on the Ethereum blockchain is going to come with a gas fee. That's why we were talking about going to the drawing board with the Shaman team and figuring out, how we're going to mitigate or supplement that loss that people would incur by doing that or participating in it. So those are the numbers that we're running. That's why we tell people, like, we can't give them definitive answers quite yet. We need to run the numbers and make sure that we decide what's best for the community. Obviously, some people participating in this that are paying those gas fees, I believe Tony wanted to reallocate that back to them at some point, like through some way. I'm not sure what the details are. These are all hypothetical, like, responses. But yes, the Shaman team is going to the drawing board to try to figure that out for you guys as a community. And that's it.
Yeah, just to add to that, to the extent that we can, we will, right? Obviously, the most important thing too is to make sure that we're still maintaining adequate supply, because we are implementing staking into the platform, and that'll, that's, we need to make sure that we have enough on hand to accommodate that going forward. So like Gabe said, we're going to go back to kind of our final discussion, see what we have available, and then hopefully come up with a solution from that. But we will communicate it to everybody pre-launch.
All right, thank you, guys.
Yep, no problem. Thanks for coming up. Tony, I think we're caught up on the questions.
Wow, that was a lot quicker than I thought it would be. No, we actually have 2 rooms so far, so
Yeah, right. That's why it feels quicker. It's like
Yeah, we're
two
trending for
connecting
time.
flights. It's like connecting flights.
Right.
So Tony, I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to add, but we don't really have any other questions at this time. And as I said that, we have a request. Steel VGX. Steel VGX, how you doing?
Yeah, he's not up yet, right?
Doing well. Sorry, I had a quick question. I had sent a DM to Gabe, but I'll just ask it here. You talked about selling the tokens on the open market. Once you got them from the top holders, is there any concern that the price would drop and then you would lose a lot of tokens as you're selling?
Yeah, that's why you got to do it responsibly. It's not like you're just going to go dump all the tokens, because obviously there's going to be some type of loss that's going to be suffering as you're getting rid of your tokens. But it's basically like you're going to basically slowly like rug pull the project, right? And I know that's a terrible like way of example, like putting an example, but we have to do it slowly. We have to do it calculated in order to make sure that we pull out as much liquidity as possible, right? Because if you do it too fast, obviously that's going to affect how much liquidity you can pull out of it. So it's going to be very slow over time, but you guys will be able to obviously watch the chart and see it happen. Now, what I will put out is the disclaimer once again. When you guys see this price dropping, understand that we took a snapshot of what wallets own what. So if you try to ape in as the price is dropping, just know those aped in tokens that you just spent money on, you will not get those back. You know what I mean? You're basically just throwing your money away at that point. So I just advise anybody in the community or any bad actors, like there are ways that we will ensure that you guys do not get those tokens back if you try to ape in on the project as we're pulling the liquidity. That's the reason why we take a screenshot, and that's the reason why we take it before we actually give that to the community, so that way everybody knows at that point, once we initiate, hey, we're going to be pulling the liquidity, everybody knows from that point on, don't buy. And if you guys do try to buy, well, then obviously that's just going to add more liquidity that we're going to remove from the actual project, and it's going to go towards the new V2. And then when the people come and they say, hey, I bought, 50 trillion or quadrillion tokens, at this price, we're going to be like, well, no, because that wasn't the case in our snapshot. So I just, put that warning out there, like heed that to anybody. Like if you choose to lose your money, then you choose to lose your money. But we are letting people know that that is exactly what's going to happen. So that's kind of the way the process works. We slowly sell the liquidity. You're going to see the price dropping, but do not try to ape in and increase your position, because it will not work. All right.
Okay, thank you much.
Yep.
What's
Thanks
up,
for
JB?
coming up. JB?
Yeah, will there be a notification on when you guys will be pulling that liquidity, so everybody know that's what's happening, so they don't go and buy when that's going on?
Yeah, we'll make it known.
Yeah, we're gonna outline. We're gonna outline everything. We're gonna overly communicate, and it's gonna come directly from the Shaman official Shaman Twitter page. We're gonna blast it all over social media well in advance to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to see it. Obviously, there's always going to be someone who says they didn't see it. We're going to do our best. We can only do so much, right? So please be on the lookout for those announcements. We will make sure it's communicated sufficiently.
Yeah, and then also too, we probably won't give you a certain time and date exactly when it's going to happen, because people are just going to try to front run it. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, we'll let you guys know when we've taken the snapshot, but as far as when we're going to start yanking the liquidity, like that'll be at our given discretion, just because we know how. Like think about this, guys. Like, we are a smart contract engineering company. We understand how bots work. We understand how people try to snipe liquidity. So we will do our due diligence in order to make sure that like that stuff is not happening the best that we possibly can. That's why, the Shaman team has reached out to the Brew Labs team to help with this process. You know what I mean? So I just want to ensure people that, like, yes, we know what we're doing. Yes, we're not going to give you guys all this information that's actually out there to where people can exploit us. We're going to try to do this as professionally and as with as many as with the least amount of hassles as possible, right, guys? So like some of these questions that people are asking, I feel like they're like, I don't want to say like they're like intentionally leading down that path, but like we will take a snapshot. At that point of the snapshot, nobody else buying in or out will change that snapshot. right? And so when we decide to pull that liquidity, we'll do it at the time where obviously gas fees are the lowest, and the network is receiving or looking the best for us to do that, right? To ensure that we save the money, because that's the big basis off of like this redeployment, is that we got to make sure we pull out enough of it, and we have to do it slowly enough. But we also don't want to give people the time and date of when it's going to happen, because they're going to try to load us up and try to front run us. You know what I mean? And we don't want that to happen, right? We don't want nefarious activity to take place. That's why we're trying to be as transparent as we can be with everybody. But just be careful on social media of the questions that you're actually asking, because you could be preventing or hurting your own community by asking those very detailed questions, right? So just that way you guys understand, like we are a company that takes all those risks into consideration, and we're working with the Shaman team to ensure that we do it as professional, as diligent, and as accurate as we possibly can, with, you know, mitigating as much risk factor as possible.
Thanks, Gabe. All right, looking around the room, I don't see any more hands or requests. Tony, back to you, bro.
Well, let me give that last disclaimer one more time, just so you guys know. All of the Shaman money will never be in the Brew Labs hands. It will always be in the Shaman team's hands, right? So Brew Labs is not responsible for when you guys are sending these tokens in. We will walk them through that process. We will guide them through that process. But at no point in time will there ever be a third party in there actually transacting with your guys' funds, right? This is what the Shaman team will be doing themselves with the guidance of Brew Labs. All right. So just that way everybody's very clear on that. Because, like, you know, we just need to ensure that, right? Shaman is their own entity, as well as Brew Labs is their own entity as well. So that's it. Go ahead, Tony. Take it away.
Tony, you with us?
Is he still sick?
He's recovering.
All right, so caught some information from Shaman there, just trying to catch on what's going on. We'll catch up with what's going on with the V2 contract, the Shaman. Russ did post this about 50 minutes or so ago. Max and the team are doing some internal updates this evening into tomorrow morning on the STEVIES. So should see some type of updates as far as the STEVIES and people who were investing into Liquidity as they inject some type of liquidity into it. See what I can pull up on. Yeah, when they blacklist the wallets, they just send you they should just send the Saitama back to whoever bought. However much Saitama you spent is what they should be sending back if you got over the limit that you should have been able to buy. As you guys know, KPEX had some interesting information come out too. KPEX also had to blacklist a wallet. I believe it was just one wallet that ended up kind of getting in on a significant amount for a small amount. You know what I mean? So they blacklisted, and I believe they sent the ETH back to that person. Also, let me find that post. This is them saying that they they only blacklisted one wallet. You know what I mean? So they can verify that it was only one wallet. I think one of the larger holders saw the earlier post of Crypto Pets, wherever it is. Hold on, you actually find it. Yeah, so this is pretty much explaining what went on with it. So pretty much the wallet bought 0.4 ETH and was able to obtain 36 quads at that price, then gain like 14 quad and reflections alone, pretty much. So they did blacklist that wallet and returned the 0.4 ETH to that person. So I guess they're explaining in the chat so that everybody understands what was going on with that purpose. I mean, what was the purpose of them blacklisting the wallet? I did notice that afterwards there was a small sell-off on K-Pets, but some people decided to buy back in. But it was right here, this wallet right here. I guess like directly after the news was like, okay, I don't want them to blacklist my wallet. This person had, I think they had like 39 quad or something like that. So they ended up selling. Looks like, and people started to kind of buy the dip up from there. Yeah, that would be pretty decent. Yeah, that would be some interesting things if they can actually set it up like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this, that might be a bot or something like that. Buying it early, maybe. So to prevent from anything detrimental happening to the chart, you know what I mean? They wanted to rectify that early rather than late, and have somebody that's kind of hindering the process of K-Pets going up. So they wanted to kind of get rid of that early. So you said I'm echoing? Am I echoing for anybody else? Let me know if I'm echoing. Nah, okay. Because I'm like, I didn't feel like I was echoing. It doesn't sound like that in my headset. But what's going on, Reggie? No, I don't know where they're drawing the line. I think they're only blacklisting certain wallets that really just bought too large of the supply. If they bought a significant amount too early before they kind of had those restrictions in place for as far as like how much you can buy, then yeah, they're probably going to blacklist those wallets. But it sounded like Stevie did a couple transactions. Stevie did a couple transactions that that should not be like that. I don't think they're gonna blacklist Stevie's wallet. Russ and somebody said 100 wallets. So yeah. So only 100 wallets. That's not too bad. That's not an overwhelming amount, I guess, comparing to you know what I mean, to 350,000 people, I guess, or 350,000 wallets. Let's say that 100 out of 350,000 is not bad. Just like K-Pets only blacklist one wallet out of how much does K-Pets have? Let me see how many holders they ended up having. They got 3,700, so 3,712 holders right now currently. Not bad. You said what wallet? You talking about the wallets that they did end up blacklisting? Did they put out a list? If 50 of them hold 100 trillion and plus, I highly doubt they are going to. They're going to get anywhere near your wallet. I think you said you only had like 11, almost 12 trillion. So they shouldn't be anywhere near you. I'm pretty sure you'll keep whatever profits you ended up gaining as long as they actually put the liquidity back into SETA really. So I think the main goal of blacklisting is to maintain the integrity of the project, because you really don't want anybody who got in before restrictions were put into place and kind of taking advantage of the fact that they were able to buy a significant amount for a small amount, pretty much. So they want to be able to restrict that and not have those super large holders that kind of dictate the market at that point, because they're pretty much they can sell at any given point and kind of really damage the chart. So they would rather have nice size wallets under the percentages that they want. I think it's like 1 to 2%. Well, I think the larger wallet may be like 3% or something like that, but that's what they're trying to stay under, I believe. How about checked out GOAT? Nah, but pretty sure it's hit me in my inbox about something. I gotta check my inbox. As you said that. Hold on. Sorry, I got discombobulated real quick. I popped in on Saitama. Saitama was doing quite good earlier. I don't know if you guys caught that. They were up about 55%, which I don't think we've seen those type of numbers in a while. I know about GOAT, and I know about Girl Token. And as I told you guys, I'm definitely once the V2 of Shaman does come out, I will be taking advantage of the staking features of that. So once it comes out, I'll probably try to see if I can just, you know what I mean, probably increase my bags just a little bit, and I'm going to be staking it, not financial advice at all, period. Just letting you guys know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So you guys want to do it, that's up to you guys. But I'm, like I said, I'm going to be staking it. I do like those factors. 1 second. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. I'm trying to I was shooting somebody in the invite really quick. Sorry, give me 1 second. If I'm missing any comments, I'll read through them again. Invite out. Say the really question, has purchasing reopened? No, don't. Please don't purchase right now. I don't even think you can purchase right now. I'm pretty sure they're still adding liquidity. You gonna sneak in the back? Where are you sneaking in the back door, cuz? The front door ain't open, Stevie. Where you sneak? Why you gotta sneak in the back door? And I just heard that boop, so let me go ahead and get my guest in here and see what's going on with them. What's going on, King's Broadcast? What's up?
What's going on? You cuffing the dip 2 times tonight or what?
Man, just down my single scoop tonight, man. I'm a little back tonight.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Another day in the office. You know what it's like. Staying busy as always.
Pretty much, man.
I just got off the phone call with the individual from Saudi Arabia. It's like I spend more time on my phone nowadays than anything.
Yeah, that's a real thing. Back-to-back phone calls, especially if you're paying attention to content and stuff like that. So I saw you were on Jake's show also.
Yeah, I'm starting to get back into the routine of, getting on more people's channels as well as getting more content out on mine. It's been obviously, sporadic moments when I have time. Like last couple of nights, I think we did like super late. We did what you used to do, run until like 3-4 in the morning.
Oh yeah, that's that fun time.
But that's also gets rough on the body, man. Especially when you have to be up at you go to bed and you have to be up an hour and a half later to get the kids ready and get them to school and daycare and stuff. It's after about 2-3 days of that, you're feeling it.
Yeah, man, it's every day over here. Like I don't know if you remember, man, but it's almost like a miniature daycare over here. So especially all the kids. So trust me, I definitely get the routine. Let me shoot this invite because I think we were just recently speaking about some of the wallets getting blacklisted as far as the Satorability launch and everything like that. And some people were concerned about the amounts they had. I think Stevie had almost about 12 trillion. I'm like, I don't think they're gonna be messing with you. But there were also a bunch of wallets that had like 100 trillion plus.
So I saw Russ put his tweet out about they're gonna be eventually injecting more liquidity.
Yeah. I saw that too.
Did you get into Satorability at all or no?
My goal was just because it was the first launch on the STEVIES, I wanted to really see how it ended up. You know what I mean? Especially since I have interest in Satorability and Lucky Roo. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna depend on how I really take Lucky Roo. I'm gonna gauge this one, see how it goes. So
I'm like,
it's a good and a bad thing.
I'm like Stevie. I got a big bag of it. I got it for a very good price. I was lucky to get in. I just kind of just waiting to see how it all plays out. I know Max had said in the AMA the other day that whatever value you see on your STEVIES is your true value. But there's been a lot of people saying,
I feel like it's a little flawed, man. Like some of the amounts paid versus what's getting paid out, there are variations between certain buys.
Because, full honesty, my $500 investment, I'll show you what my wallet's. I have a $500 investment. I got in very early, luckily.
Okay.
I'm going to show you. I don't know if they say this is the true price, but.
Trying to find one damn mouse here. I don't know how we losing money. All right. Let me pull Stevie in real quick. Is the beard okay, player? All right, cool. I ain't want to let you was doing the beard scoop. I ain't know.
What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man?
So it says I got this much money.
Oh, let me pull it up. Oh, it's not going. Oh, damn! I tried to pull it up and put it down. It's not going to show it with the green screen.
I don't even have a green screen on. I just got this extra screen. I'm gonna turn that shit off.
Yeah, it won't. Yeah, it won't do it with the. You know what I mean, with the other screen. And you said that's $78,000, and you said off of 500.
Yeah, 32 billion Saitama got me that.
32 billion?
Yeah.
Oh, and Stevie, you got to be a superstar.
Listen, I put 65. I put 65 billion, and I got 11.5. Mine says 202,000.
What did I do?
My question is that, even though Max said that's the true value, is that really the true value?
Well, see, then that's the thing too. when they had the AMA the next day for 2 hours, they never said nothing about the liquidity, nothing about the sale. They just talked about how the people got in, how much they bought, and they're going to blacklist the 100 wallets. And the only way you can actually do that is just go from the front and to the back, the first 100 wallets, because the people got in there and they said when old guy David was doing the questioning, old guy David had broke it down, was wondering why the thing that was set to 5 trillion was not on for like a half an hour, then it got cut on. And then Manny was like, well, it was probably somebody's mistake. But after they cut it on, people had already purchased. So they were getting, 100 trillion with one transaction or better. Because those first 50 or 60 wallets, some of them had 3, 4, 500 trillion in them. But see, if they blacklist the 100 wallets, Manny said they're going to ask community if they wanted to put them in the burn wallet, which is yes. So I'm in the same boat with you. And this messed up is because you've seen the prices been going up since yesterday, right?
Yeah, because people can still buy in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's been going in. It's almost like 4,500 holders now.
But you're unable to sell out. So people are, even with the risk of not being able to sell, people are still buying that Joker. So as you are sitting, the money is keep going up and up and up and up and up. That's interesting. That's an interesting process right there.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I put in what I was willing to lose, like I do every investment. So,
yeah, I put $400 in gas and 65 billion Saitama. I mean, so, hey. But it's just messed up with no liquidity, can't nobody sell. But now they're gonna have us up all night and all morning waiting for them to tell everybody, hey, we put liquidity in there.
You saw the word morning, so I would not be staying up all night. You already know.
He said, well, I get up in the morning, take my daughter to school, so I'm gonna be up around 6, 7 o'clock anyway. But still,
I would still say late tomorrow. But what were you gonna say?
Here's the issue I think we're gonna have, because there are so many people that are up. Are we gonna run into an issue that every time they add liquidity, it's just getting drained out?
Well, listen, 2 a.m. the OKX thick listing starts. So it actually might be going up on, say, Thomas' part when they start adding liquidity on, say, the Realty part.
Well, if Saitama goes up, so does Stage Realty.
I mean, I was going to say it's going to cover the problem about the liquidity on the SATA side. So, because, if they put it in, if they put it in, say, the Realty, they're going to have to put it in Saitama too. So.
Hey, I'm going to put this comment up just so I can hear you say shit. You seen this? Well, I can just feel it in the air when you read that from Omar that you definitely gonna feel that way.
Oh, I can't even read the screen anymore. I don't even know what Omar's saying right now.
Oh, look, you can't see that comment on there or no?
No, I'm just looking at your screen and us three.
Oh, okay.
No, but like, I think that Russ and the team, no matter what, have to make this work.
Yeah.
In order to move forward with the platform and other projects, you got to get this one right.
Well, did you listen to the AMA? He said they're not going to relaunch it. They're not going to do a version 2. They said they're going to salvage
too many people in this to do a version 2. You know what I mean?
They already said that. They're not going to salvage it.
You do that at the same market cap because people can't sell right now. So you would have to do it at a super high market cap, you know what I mean? And then relaunch with people already having the liquidity. You know what I mean? Like, that's too much. Like, that's too much for people to have and for them not to dump. You know what I mean? That's just that's a catastrophe right there.
No, I think, and didn't they say, if mark my words, Steve, I'm wrong, but didn't they say those wallets that they were going to blacklist, they were just going to refund those individuals, right?
Yeah, they're going to give them back their Saitama. They didn't say that about gas. They just said they're going to give them their Saitama back.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about people blacklisting the wallets? Because we actually just had, I guess, 2 of those within 2 different tokens in the same day. How do you feel about blacklisting wallets?
I'm not really familiar with it too much. Remember, I've only been in cryptos for maybe a year, so.
I mean, the people that are getting blacklisted are going to be obviously feel some type of way, because let's be honest, the people that honestly were just buying in and weren't trying to take advantage and didn't know anything about it, they just were seizing the opportunity.
Yeah, they just got excited.
Yeah, they kind of get the short end of the stick because, but obviously people that were buying off Uniswap and were finding that back door and able to get you know, a certain amount of tokens for a way cheaper price, then obviously they deserve. I mean, I don't mind them being blacklisted, but you're gonna have some people that are highly upset.
Yeah, because you got them people that have like bags with 30 or 40 or 50 that would maybe get 6 or 8 transactions off.
Because you're gonna tell me that I got a bag over here that's worth $1 million, but you're only gonna give me my $2,000 in Saitama back.
Yeah, that's crushing at the very least. You know what I mean? To see your wallet run up for you to see them post. The totals are correct on there, and then for you to realize that they're blacklisting that particular wallet, you know, hey, that would definitely, being that particular person, I can understand how that could be a kind of a hindrance to you. You know what I mean?
100%.
Man, I had to think about it just from that angle. It's like, yeah, I get the protection of the community as far as like trying to blacklist it, because you don't want somebody having that significant amount of supply out there.
But then you also got to look at it from this aspect. When they're going to refund people, right? Say somebody put $2,000 in Saitama, and say that $2,000 was 150 billion Saitama at the time, right? This is just a me obviously making something up.
Right.
But what happens if they decide to go off current price, and instead of giving you 150 billion Saitama back, they give you 90?
What it was the other day? What if they give it back to you? What it was the other day?
So why you look compounding the issue? So that's real right there, and that's a real situation. So do you, because there was no snapshot taken at the price point that their money was lost at. So how do you know the exact price? I mean, I guess you can go back to the date and time on the chart and kind of gauge it from there. But you know what I mean? Then he's got approximate. That's deep. So,
right, because 100 billion to Saitama is not the same price today what it was Friday.
No, it's not. But it also is. It's been up significant. So it's too late for them to do that. If it keeps going up, it's a good possibility. But I think it's reached a.
I think
one of those.
I think it's going to continue to go up. I think that this is just the start of it. I think there's a lot of people that are willing to invest in it. And if they, like I said, if they can fix the issue when it comes to liquidity, and they can get the staking up, if they can get the staking up as well at the same time, I think that it makes the possibility of success even.
Don't they have to outsource the platform to stake because they were having a couple issues with the app, wasn't it?
I just think that no matter what, if they can fix the liquidity issue the right way and still attract investors, which I know there's plenty of investors ready to buy, as well as get the staking feature out.
And then the listing tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Plus that. Well, yeah, I think that was tonight. Wasn't the listing tonight?
What? Yes, 2:00 in the morning. What for? OKX?
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts at 2 in the morning.
What time zone?
Oh, I'm sorry, 2 a.m. Eastern, 1 Central.
Okay.
That's why them Twitter spaces are full of people trying to watch it, what it's going to do.
What are they kind of chart watching and kind of seeing?
Yeah, trying to seeing if it starts to go up with all the new people about to be able to invest in.
I don't think it happens like that initially, just right out the gate.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just talking about what everybody was repeating all day on Twitter. Like,
I think another thing they need to do is have Site of Realty where you can actively see it on DEX tools and see a chart and see a price. I think that affects a lot of investors.
Yeah.
Because they do have it. The pairing is there. It's just not live. It still says, look, I'm looking at it right now. It says the pair has no transaction yet or is still being indexed. Please wait.
Are you looking at the one that's paired with Ethereum?
No, Saitama, and the one that's paired with Saitama and Site of Realty. That has the contract address, the last 8023, the actual address for Saitama.
Yeah,
I mean for Site of Realty.
Parents, yeah.
Yeah. That has always been on there. Like, you remember Friday night when me and Omar was talking about it, and I said when we was looking at it, it was live and it was like 2,500%.
Because somebody had provided, already had the contract address and provided liquidity. But
yeah, no, that was because I had a contract address. Because I watched the new ones when they come in, and I went back a day or so and found it, and it was the right contract address. And like I said, you couldn't watch it on the screen, but if you went to the new tokens, when they were just lines of tokens new, you could see all of it. You could see the percentage, everything going up and down. Me and Omar watched it for like a half an hour. And it went from like 2,500% up, 2,500% up, down to like 450 when we stopped looking at it. So I don't know. If it could do that, they should be able to just get it live right here. But they can't. I don't think they can. Even if the price goes down some, we should still walk away with something more than what we invested. Period.
Well, that's the name of the game. That's what we all hope for when we're making our investments, right?
Right.
I've been changing my investment strategies late. I'm excited about all. I've been getting in these pre-sales that got good marketing behind them and stuff like that. That's where a lot of the good quick money is. And then I moved a lot of my investments over to blue chips, and doing some staking and stuff like that. But I still take my chances on some of these other newer projects for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I've been looking at a couple different ones myself, and man, definitely have been dipping and dabbling in some of them. One of the ones that I've been into, which I just said, also had a blacklisting. Hold on, I'm actually changing the batteries of my mouse because I was trying to move it. I'm like, why is my mouse not moving? Probably because it needs some juice.
You see Wolverine talk about it. It was a race, and some people rode their motorcycles.
What? Say it really?
No, Omar. I mean, see Tom and Wolverine. I pulled up the screen on my laptop.
There we go. Got the juice back. All right, cool. So, have you heard of K-Pass at all? Or seen it around?
Yeah, that launched like a month ago, didn't it?
I think it was like, what was that like? November? I'll get some water. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. January launch. So January 26th. So what happened with this one is, let me go to the wallets. They had wallets that were able to buy in over a certain amount. So this one right here was able to buy in with 0.4 Ethereum. That's probably the smallest thing you've ever seen in your life. I wasn't even thinking about that. Well, this wallet number 3 right here bought in with 0.4 Ethereum. I think it is. So pretty much what ended up happening is they ended up blacklisting that wallet just because they have a significant amount of the supply and sending back the amount of Ethereum, the 0.4 Ethereum that was spent initially. So that was the other blacklisting situation that I spoke of.
K-Pats, I think I saw it the other day, was going on a little bit of a run. Was it a few days ago?
Yeah, so that's actually what happened with this. So once they blacklisted that one wallet, pretty much what ended up happening was like I said, that was the number 3 wallet that they ended up blacklisting. The other larger wallet was like, man, I don't want them to blacklist me, so they sold their entire bag. So then they put out another disclosure, because that was this sale right here. So they put out another disclosure saying that they're not blacklisting any other wallets. It was just the one wallet that, you know what I mean, that got in super early with a random amount that ended up giving them a large amount of the supply, pretty much. So that's pretty much how that went down, just so they have full transparency, just knowing that they didn't have any other intentions of blocking any other wallets, or blacklisting rather. So that was that little bit of a panic. If anything, as long as you are confident in the product, which they already have their utility out. I don't know if you're familiar as far as like the game, the NFTs, and their interactive NFTs that you actually have to like care for and stuff like that, and that you can evolve and actually evolve the rarities also.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just one I was checking in. I don't know, you got Go token over there also, right?
Yeah, I definitely got a nice bag of that.
Indeed, man.
I think I think Stevie did. Were you in it? Did you get? Are you still in it? Or?
No, I still haven't gotten there. I will soon. I've been wanting to get in there for a while. My thing is when I be wanting to get in some of them when they're new, I don't. Then it go up a little bit, then it crashes, and that's when I usually try to get in. But
yeah, I
but then sometimes some of them don't go down that much anymore. They keep going up. But,
yeah, it hasn't really gone down too far. They've been floating around that 20. That a little bit of one whale sold it yesterday, but they're still around that 20 million mark. But it's been an amazing project. You know, like everybody I've talked to or I got into it is like 5, 10, 12, 20x. You know, so.
Definitely, and I don't know about this one. Only able to buy 2.64 tokens. That's rough.
Of what?
Realty. They're saying they're trying to buy, and they're only able to buy 2.64 tokens. Which is
it's all. I've been looking at it since yesterday. They're only getting like 10 new holders every hour. So,
I mean, because you gotta really want that to only buy 2 tokens at a time.
Right, because you still got to pay gas. That's the thing. But they talked about that yesterday. It was like, you might not want to do it because it's going to cost more. Even old guy David did a live video yesterday or this morning, yesterday I think, and said it wouldn't even be worth trying to sell it because by the time you try to sell it and the prices you have to pay, you're going to get maybe like 2% of whatever you're holding. So.
Yeah, I think he said he had $17,000 worth, and if he was to sell it right now, all of it,
he'd get 1,000 or something.
I think he said he'd get $1,000, right around $1,000, if that.
Yeah,
right. So, but the thing is, like, the price impact is so high because of the liquidity levels that they have there. Once they fix the liquidity levels, it won't be like that. You know what I mean? But
yeah. See, Russ said tonight. He said tonight and tomorrow morning. He said they're going to start working on it tonight through tomorrow morning. So, and watch, I'd be one of them guys sleep when they pump money in there and people start selling.
Definitely, man.
Don't you wish there was like a notification you could set for when like liquidity got pumped into something?
Right.
Yeah. See, that's the only thing though, because like I feel like that's gonna be the race because like some people feel indifferent about the launch. Let's just be honest. You know what I mean? Nobody likes to see money and not be able to take money. So there's some people that are waiting like, man, like are other people waiting to take profits from this? You know what I mean? So I get why people are like, man, I'll drink coffee. I might drink a Red Bull. I'm staying up to see when this liquidity hits. You know what I mean?
I mean, but look, a lot of people were mad because they didn't get in. Some people got in, but it wasn't easy. The stuff my phone was moving so slow. It would take me 10 minutes to make one transaction. It took me almost an hour. It took me almost an hour to make 5 transactions. Then I had to set the GUI and gas so high. I paid like $100 each transaction in gas.
Well, that was because of the traffic weight. They said that they increased their servers, so that it shouldn't really be like that as far as the traffic rate because they already have the idea that they're going to have an increased traffic rate all at the same time hitting the app. So with them increasing their servers, they shouldn't have those same issues.
Yeah, for future.
Yeah,
but I'm saying that night, that Friday night. That Friday night was messed up is because, they said 5 o'clock was supposed to start and then there was having problems and then nothing was happening. Everybody was getting rejected and losing gas. And then at 11:30, Russ comes in an AMA to a Twitter space and says, hey, we're live now. It's working. And everybody runs over there and Russ is talking like, yeah, we got 200 holders. And then 10 minutes later, he's talking about, oh, it's up to 600 holders. And now everybody, I had just went and got in bed. Matter of fact, nope, because I was just talking to y'all in the Kishimoto thing. And y'all was like, oh, Steve's back. What happened? And, I was like, man, fuck that shit. Because I was just mad because I just lost like $150 in gas. But then when I
was just asking you how to launch. We literally been in the Kishi party. Look, hey, Stevie came in like the big bad wolf. I didn't know anything about the launch or what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I asked Stevie, I'm like, hey, Stevie, how it go? He was like, humbug. I'm like,
right.
What the hell is that?
Like, by humbug, like, fuck it.
I'm like, I guess not well. Moving forward.
Right, because, I was on my laptop all day since like 4:30. I'm telling my daughter, gone watching TV and stuff, let me handle this business. And, it just drove slow, just dragged on. And then as soon as I, What, I came over there and hollered at y'all. I was like, fuck it, I'm about to go lay across the bed. As soon as I laid across the bed and put my phone on the charger, that's when I seen they said Russ came into the damn Twitter space. And that's why I jumped out of bed and ran back in the office.
Hey, like, it's an emotional roller coaster a little bit, man, because like it's like you want definite news, but I feel like if they put like a time and a date on it, like that's when they're gonna have the frenzy and the traffic levels are gonna be overwhelming again. So I feel like if they like kind of how they're doing it, kind of organically roll that joint out, hopefully it goes well and there's no like sell off at the beginning of it. You know what I mean? I don't think there will be a sell off, but I will say that some people are definitely going to take profits because people are, if the numbers are correct, they're definitely going to want to try to secure at least part of their profits from that. Then people that couldn't get in, I feel like will start buying in. You know what I mean? And the buying pressure will come back.
I don't want to sell my whole bag. I just want enough to, put over there, gets my my Saitama bag maybe a little bit more, and then take out a little bit for bills. That's it. I still want to hold my Sata Realty, but I'm gonna take some of it out. But
you want to hold it like in your hand?
No, yeah, some of it in my hand, and then we'll let Russ and them hold the rest of it.
I'm dead. Hilarious.
At least hopefully they would get their shit together for Lucky Roo. I want some of that too.
Man, Lucky Roo definitely been hearing about that for so long.
And they what they say, you hold more than $500 or $1,000 worth every week. They do a drawing for winners for because it's a gambling app.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a gambling token. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I already know. All they needed was a strip club, and Stevie would probably try to move inside the app.
No, I don't do strip clubs. I told you we was only there for my great uncle's birthday. Y'all just keep that as a running joke.
I know I gotta keep that because that's what they love. And it said every time they be like, "Yeah, Stevie probably at the strip club throwing Tsuki right now." My god. Yeah, I think that's Omar though. But yeah,
they can have all my Mononoke and Bunnyverse and Klekai and all that shit I lost thousands of dollars on. But
yeah, it was a lot of interesting tokens back in the day, man. But how much Omar keep asking, was it $8 when you tried to sell the amount? Well, it's gonna be a small amount.
It doesn't say. It at first it was saying that first night, Friday night, early Saturday morning, it was just saying like, you try to swap out $1 billion, even $1 billion, it would say you only gonna get back, say a billion Sata Realty. It said you're only gonna get back like 1,000 Saitama. I'm like, that is not worth that. The price of what the Saitama was lower than what I paid for it, so I didn't do it. But if you saw Wolverine, he said he was able to cash out and get his Saitama back and a little extra. So I don't know how he did that.
Before the liquidity came, a lot of the liquidity started to come out and more people started to sell the larger amounts that they gained. Because some of those people that got in early took advantage of that and they did sell early also, I feel like.
Yeah. But for the last day or so, if you go in there and put any price, I don't even care if you put 1 million or even 1,000 Sata Realty in the box, you put in try to swap, it will come up 0 and it's not even showing a value anymore. So
I think that's because they're working on the app currently right now.
Yeah.
And see what happens from them updating it.
Well, I gotta try to get me some sleep. I had a long day. I got another long day tomorrow, as probably all of us do, because we're all busy. But I appreciate you having me on the stream.
Listen, we're gonna have to work on a buddy system because everybody in different places. So if anybody hear anything, start shooting them messages like it's
right. Start a chain network. There's a group chat, man. If anybody from any time zone hears anything, wake the chat up.
Right, because we're about to be all asleep. But Omar's over there in Amsterdam and stuff. He gonna be up. It's daytime. Yeah. So you got like Omar and the rest of them people that's not over here need to keep us updated.
John, it wasn't that they didn't have enough liquidity. It's just that somebody drained all the liquidity.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a difference between that.
They had found some type of back door to continuously sell larger amounts than what was supposed to be coded.
Did you see what happened with ApeCoin? It's pretty much a similar event. What happened with ApeCoin? So did you see that or not? Somebody added 12.5 Ethereum on Uniswap. to the actual token to add liquidity to it. So pretty much they had their own liquidity pool going. So people began to, you know what I mean, buy from their liquidity pool, you know what I mean, making them about 2.5 million, which means at that point they withdrew the liquidity from it.
Yeah, they just created their own,
So they
Yeah, that's
had
just
the,
like what Moonshot was saying the other day in his thing when he was saying how people have scammed Uniswap and set up their own liquidity pool and told everybody like, oh, this is the token, and people went in there and started doing it, and then they just snatched up all the rest of the money and then dipped. So I don't know. We just need a buddy system so we can all keep track of it in the morning time.
Yeah, well, if I see anything, I'll definitely will shoot you a DM, brother.
Right. I want to put I'm gonna go over in a minute. I'm gonna go put my thing over there and put notifications on for you and for a couple other y'all.
All right, because I'm usually up. I mean, I'll go to bed probably the next hour, but I'm usually up like 5
Central time or Eastern?
5 Central, 5 a.m. Central.
Okay, so I actually be up a little before you because I'm on the East Coast and I'm in Florida. So I'd be up around 6:30 every morning. So
for sure. Well, you have a good night, brother. Cuff, you have a good night. Bless you and the family. Bless both of y'all, and I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right, Cuff, I ain't going nowhere. We need to talk about this beard thing you was trying to crack on.
What you mean? What's going on, Steve?
Remember you said earlier you had too much going on, but you wanted to get back to the beard situation.
Man, I can't even. I just got I don't know why he just hit me with those different liquidity situations as far as being paid back to say timeline and stuff. So I just didn't really
try to calculate it in your head.
Yeah, bro, it was just a lot of thought processes, with thoughts going through my head that I'm trying to gather at this point.
Well, they need to figure this out. Like I said, Russ said they'll be working on all night through the morning, and they're going to let us know when they do it. I need to keep checking even before he say that, so I could be one of the first people in the door with running out the door with a bag.
Yeah, man. So as long as you know when the liquidity gets added in, you should be just fine. What's going on, Matt? Matt from Australia, saying afternoon. So he might actually know about the announcement also. Might have to get in tune. You know what I mean? Everybody on the other side of the world to try to see. But I feel like it still should work out pretty fine. It's not, like I said, as long as you know when the liquidity is there. But like I said, I feel like there's gonna be buying pressure right back also. So I'm not really too worried about like.
Well, that's gonna free up shit. That's gonna free up stuff for people who only could buy little stuff. If a lot of the people start selling a lot of heavy shit they holding, but like I said, they blacklisted 100 wallets, and those other wallets start at like 28. What Wolverine say? 28 trillion. 28 trillion on down. Those will be considered the whales. So, if a bunch of them going to sell a couple trillion here and there, and it's going to bring everybody down to under the 20s. So,
I don't think so. With all the
no, they going to sell that much, but
all the people that were unable to get in, I feel like they're gonna be buying. They'll still buy it.
I'm talking about the people that's going to start taking some profits.
Oh yeah. There's definitely gonna be people taking profits because they're up right now, especially if the chart's still like slowly moving. You know what I mean?
Right. But the way the price is so high now that it's going to need the people that's going to take profits to sell some of them trillions they got to bring the price down enough for people to start buying some more for themselves.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Got to give people that entry point.
What you mean, Randolph? Talking about don't do it, Will Smith.
I don't know, but I was wondering about this one too. I just saw that when you said that. But yeah, the reason I wanted to look at the shaman info too, because we do have a couple invested. I know I definitely have a bag of the shaman, and I want to know, man, if we're gonna be able to stake, and it's gonna be similar to the Grove staking pools. I'm definitely interested in that. I want to see how that ends up panning out, because I'll stake mine immediately and kind of try to, especially if you can get your reflections too. Yeah. What's going on, Mr. Denner? Yeah, let me scan through this. Saitama may be finding levels of support. Let me see. Saitama's going to try to settle in and find some type of level of support within there until this news at 12. I don't know if it's going to shoot up like people think it is. If it does, more power to it. I hope it breaks past the 2000s, to be honest.
I'm mad I sold all my CRO last year because look, I had like 3,000 CRO when it was like 11 cents.
Yeah, same. I had a decent amount of Crow token, but ended up selling it.
Oh well, but though when I did sell it was remember when it got up to like 75 cents or 80 cents, almost 90. Yeah, that's when I sold it. So
okay.
Yeah, and then when look, I saw somebody today's like, oh my god, it's almost it's almost at 50 cents. I said, shit. I remember it was 85 cents, 90 cents.
Yeah, same thing as like Doge token. Like you talking about the old high.
Right. Man, you know, it's not high anymore, but I had Access Infinity when it was $4.
Oh yeah.
And it started dropping and I sold it. And man, you know that stuff got to $175 at its highest.
Yeah. Access Infinity is no joke right now.
Right. It's floating around 50s and 60s, 50 and 60 something dollars. But man, when it was at 175, and I was like, I had hundreds of shares at $4.
Yeah. Sometimes that's why I said taking the profits responsibly. Sometimes like having a sectioned amount and then diamond handing that section. I don't even want to use that term anymore. Just holding that section, shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gotta hold that section down.
Shit.
You know what I mean?
I had compound when it was 200 a share, and I had maybe 20 of them, and it started dropping, and I sold it, and guess what? 3 days later, that shit went to 575. I was like, damn. What the hell? I held it all that time, and then I finally got tired of holding it, and it was going down, and I sold it. And 3 days later, because I did it on a Sunday, Wednesday it was at 575.
Yeah, it's some people that's upset that they sold Saitama after it just lost it gained a zero back, and then it just right now bounced back up to 16. That was a 50% gain. They just missed out on a couple different people. So,
well, when I got into crypto, I was only on crypto.com. So I only knew about most of them stable coins that were only going up maybe 2, 3, 5, no more than 10, 15, 20%. So for like the first 6, 7 months, that's all I knew about those coins, not these coins that can just, go to the moon or fall off the face of the earth,
Yeah. It's one of the two right there. You got the procedure. Either they moon or literally kind of fall off, because there's some that, like I said, I had to take my wallet address from different places, man. People were sending me the token. I'm like, dude, y'all send me like $200, $300 worth of token, and it'd be like 39 cents by like the end of the week. So now y'all just sending me dust tokens to have my wallet.
Right. Yeah,
that's hard out here with this crypto sphere. That's why I try to do as good as research as I can, and kind of trying to point people in the right direction and doing their own research themselves.
Yeah. But I like to thank Chad Redding, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even know none of y'all or anything, because when I got into SHIB at its all-time high and I didn't know, and I put $3,000 in there and then it traded sideways for 5 or 6 months, I used to watch all those SHIB videos and this and that. And then one day I would just listen to Chad Redding, and somebody was like, Chad Redding was like, yeah, my friends are trying to get me this thing called Saitama, but I'm not sure yet. I got to wait a while. And I sit there like, I'm tired of sitting here looking at SHIB go sideways. I'm down like $1,700. I said, I'm going to take that out, man. I took that out and put it in Saitama July 27th. I ain't looked back.
Right.
And then it was messed up is because even though SHIB went to another all-time high, if I would have held what I had, I would have only had 64 grand. The $900, $1,300 I put in Saitama was up to like 100-something grand. So
yeah, it's differences. It's different. It's just because it was earlier. You got to get all of that percentage gains from earlier before it started dropping zeros, really. So that's when you really get that good profit. SHIB, a lot of us ended up catching it a little long when it was a little bit more progressed. Like if you got it when it was on crypto.com, it had already started running already.
I think I got it. I think I bought it when it first got on crypto.com, but by then, that's when it was reaching its peak.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's when they reached that peak, and then it kind of went down from there.
Yeah, and I didn't know nothing about dollar cost averaging in or nothing that. I just watched my $3,000 go to $1,300. Like, dum.
Yeah, that joint definitely did a free fall for a little bit, and then it kind of consolidated for a couple months.
Yeah, man, my bad. When I was texting you Friday night, or was that what night was that? Saturday night? Yeah, man, I was fucked up. When I was asking you about the liquidity, I was like, what the hell? Why am I talking to this man this late at night? I'm fucked up.
Yeah. No, but throat dry, and I'm trying to figure out what I just got tagged in.
Well, that's cool too, but I still wouldn't mind buying some property in Puerto Rico with they low tax laws.
Man, anywhere with low taxes, I wouldn't mind buying some land and maybe even getting a house. Let me check these charts through. I think I'm gonna stay on too much longer, man. If it breaks 3,500 on Ethereum, I'll be happy. I really need to stop buying NFTs, but I don't think I will.
Yeah, call 1-800. I got a problem.
I'm only gonna buy like 3 or 4 more that are expensive. Then the smaller ones that I got planned, you know what I'm saying? Like it's I don't know how much they exactly is gonna be, but I know the queens I'm probably gonna spend like 2 ETH on those. When those mint, I'm gonna probably try to get like 2 ETH worth when it hits the floor. See what that do. Then I'm gonna sign off of NFTs and I'm gonna go right back to crypto. Right now, man, it's almost missed one. People bought it back already. Little bitty. Why it's starting to add up. See if it dip anymore. Grab some more of that. But yeah, other than that, man, I don't get too much on the day. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to see if I can get in tune with another dev that was trying to holler at your boy. See if I can get the AMA for that, let y'all in on some things.
Russ is having an AMA with who? Shuna?
When?
Tomorrow at 5. Who's he having? He's having an AMA with somebody.
Did he post it?
Yeah, he posted it earlier before the other post about trying to do liquidity.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Who is it? Shuna?
Yeah, as a part of marketing. Yep. Oh, so they're doing it as so is that a perk for being listed on the STEVIES?
I do not know.
What's going on, Redline?
I just remember I clicked the reminder.
Thank you, Stevie, for letting me a quick reminder also. You don't know where to start getting on an NFT? Are you saying you don't know how to buy NFTs, or you don't know where to find NFTs to buy? Yeah, I just okay. Retweet this out for anybody. So I guess this is like a perk if you get listed on the STEVIES. They're pretty much promote you as far as the wolf pack. Have everybody I cannot talk to that for some reason. Have everybody come in, because when Russ does AMAs, it's usually a pretty large AMA.
Right. You know what was so stupid? You remember, so the OKX listing, you know how they had like what 5 to 7 different coins competing to try to get 5,000 things to be posted. You see who all won, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know the day before that, um, the one token, something with G Gertz or something. What's the name of that token?
You said what? Say it again.
I can't pronounce it. It's the one of the tokens that was in the competition.
Guam? Was it Guam or something like that?
No, it has a G. It was
Guami or something. I know what you're talking about.
hold on 1 second. Let me find it real quick.
I hate saying that name too. It was the one I'm thinking about.
Yeah, but the crazy part about it was the night before, I was just online Googling, trying to find like more information about that exchange and stuff. So when I pulled up the news, tell me why. Okay, so the coin's name was it Bryce? B Grits or something? It's anyway, B Rise.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Grifter.
Yeah, listen. Do you know they was in a fake news article saying they won the contest already and they were getting listed on OKX a day and a half before the final say so? I saw it on there. I'm like, ooh, them motherfuckers are trying to get a boost in their motherfucking price.
Yeah, you already know.
Listen, and I saw the article. So the day after, when they showed the winners, I was like, they didn't even get picked. But 2 days, like a day and a half before, they was already posting the news articles on Google talking about they had already won and they're going to be the first coin launched on OKX come next week. I'm like, wow. I was like, ain't nobody else see that? Everybody else see everything else on Twitter and shit.
Yeah. Most definitely. What was I about to say? I was about to say something else and I can't even remember. But yeah, I'm gonna tune into this. I might hit one of my game and streams, man. I hit a game and stream. You know what I'm saying? Like stream Russ doing it. See what he's talking about. I've never seen Russ conduct an AMA. So I don't know if it's gonna be like an open forum or Russ has a line of questions he's gonna ask to Suna to try to get people interested and want to invest in the Suna, and then is it going to continue with the other tokens that are listed on the STEVIES? Like, so is Kishimoto up next?
He might want to go do one with everybody so people can get familiar with him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You can't just say, hey, we're gonna put them on here and never talk about them.
I mean, I guess so, but there are not too many exchanges, I guess you can say, that do advertisement as far as like I'll put my name on it to get a bunch of people in here so we can do an AMA and get more exposure for your token. Because like I said, it's going to be a decent amount of people just because Russ is doing the AMA. So if Russ does the AMA, get a bigger crowd. Like I said, if he's asking questions, people are going to be able to ask their questions that they want to ask, and maybe even interested just because Russ is doing the AMA. You never know. The Wolf Pack ends up being very supportive behind what the guy does, and it's about 300,000 people strong. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah, but there's a Death Wish. There's a 200K raffle on the Kishi Ninjas. If you end up getting one, and if you end up getting a star, you can stake it. So if you want to get a NFT and you want something to do something cheap, which is pretty much cheap for a mint price, is 0.08 to like 0.05. I've seen some that are 0.02, 0.01. I've even seen free mints, which some have turned out crazy. But that's usually a healthy amount. So if you just want to get in the game, get your feet wet, Kishimoto Kishi Ninjas is actually not bad to start into NFTs. But be careful, once you mint one, they are like Pringles. Letting you know that's why Stevie is not minting NFTs right now. All his got given to him. He has not gone through the minting process to feel what you feel when you mint.
Right.
What you mint, man. You're like, damn, that was easy.
Shit, the ones I won, I hope they minted. Shit, I don't know.
Yeah, man. So crazy sometimes, man. It's just it's a different feeling, especially not knowing how it's gonna turn around. And some of these projects, bro, launch to like anywhere from like 2 to like 10 Ethereum within a week or two, depending on how much demand they have, and you know what I mean, the community behind them, who's the developers of it, you know what I mean. So it just really depends on the community and the backing behind it, man. The sky is the limit with NFTs, just like cryptos. And then on top of that, it's more of the people control the price of NFTs more than they do crypto, because literally you can control the floor price to what you want to do. So if you communicate with your community of people around you, you can really, everybody can, that's a part of it already. It's pretty much like a team, and you guys will get paid a certain amount if people want to be a part of that team. You know what I mean? It's all kind of strategic what NFTs looks like. All things crypto, you meant a couple ninjas. Okay. Yeah, right now I'm more than ready to you guys know I have been stalking that A8 Queen mint, which is going to be coming out I think either mid-month or towards the end of the month. So we'll see when that ends up happening. This is the link if you do end up wanting to do that death wish. Omar did post it for you in the chat. But yeah, do we have any other questions at all? I'm gonna try to wrap it up. I might play the game for a little bit, man. Practice for tomorrow, man. I did real good. I gotta follow that up with something decent. I had like 6 or 7 wins in a row while Russ was talking. I gotta follow that up with something spicy. Oh, wait. What do you mean by a team? You saying like a membership? Yes, sir. And I'm actually about to start digging into some cryptos, man. Because it's about to be a bull run, man. Try to put some plays to my TG also. Because I have a couple of them. Hey, I feel you on trying to get that start count up. Yeah, I don't think I see too many more questions. You got something you want to say, Steve, before we get up out of here, my brother?
Nah, man, I'm straight. I'm just like I said. I ain't going to bed, but I ain't going to sleep either.
I can tell by that pose and how you looking at the screen, my brother. Like it's just it wouldn't even be it'll be a every 30-minute alarm. Man, let me check this damn liquidity.
Right. The other day was just like that. I think I just left my phone case open, everything by my arm, and every few minutes I rolled over and looked at the screen, and it was.
Yeah.
It's like what Saturday morning. What was it? By the time we got off that live stream and me and Omar and us was talking, I think it was like almost 5 o'clock. Daylight was starting to come in the window.
Man. Yeah, man, it be like that, man. When you focus
on
and
it was crazy because so the servers and everything was running so slow. So Friday night, Saturday morning, nobody had a value in their in their stuff they owned, and everything said 0,000 except for ETH. Right. So after you about to say the reality, there was no price. Everything in there showed no price. Say Tom showed no price. And then so 5 o'clock, I went to sleep. I think I got up at 9 o'clock and walked in the bathroom and looked at my phone. It said $167,000. I said, "What the fuck?"
Hey, Omar, funny. He said Stevie looking at the screen like a detective trying to solve a murder. Oh my God.
You'd be surprised. You could be looking at it and still miss some shit. Excuse me.
No, you said you good, man. Look, I definitely understand, man. It be like that sometimes. I probably might be taking it to myself. But like I said, I gotta add some liquidity for me to be interested. I'm not buying 2 tokens a piece. So I got to wait. But yeah, man. Very nice having you on, my brother. Always a pleasure.
Anytime, my brother. I just sometimes I be wanting to talk so much, but I don't be man. I'm on a small cell phone and I be typing and I be fucking up everything. By the time I even look, and I'm like, I know I spelled that right. Still be fucking. Then it'd be the simplest shit. It'd be 3-letter words and shit. Be toe up like.
Yeah, man, it's all good, man. We all know, man. I just be trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. I'm good at it now, so I ain't even worried about it.
Then when you try to type slang and this also in it,
oh no, that's
it
worse.
really be bad because
really
I've seen some of y'all. Look, I've typed it the right way, and y'all still mispronounced it and everything, and said it the wrong way. I'm like, that's not what I said, but I was like, okay, I ride with it, I guess. That's how they, especially Justin. Just to read anything on the screen, no matter what it say, he'll just kind of coast over it. Like, okay, I think that's what it say. So if not, I just add another word or so and make it correct. Like.
Yeah, man, that's definitely Justin for you. Oh man, let me go ahead. Let's get out of here, guys. You guys.
Well, hopefully better before Justin's show tomorrow or before your show, we can all have a better conversation about this shit. Because
yeah, I'm hoping around that time, but I'm thinking possibly like midday to like the nighttime is probably what things will be situated. You know, Russ like tweeting out late. If he said morning time, that just means by that day, probably later at night, it'll probably be situated.
Yeah, look, it says Max and team are doing some internal updates this evening and into tomorrow morning on STEVIES, meaning not in the App Store update. When they're completed, we will add more LP into STEVIES Realty and on that platform itself. We will announce once this has been completed.
Yeah, so between the additives they got to do and then adding liquidity, I feel like probably like a day or so.
It better not be no goddamn day or so.
I'm saying probably a day, so don't quote me.
Yeah, but listen, before he even says, I'm gonna let y'all know when, I'm gonna still keep trying, because he ain't gonna sit there like we're gonna do it now and click a button. Somebody gonna hit that button already a couple minutes before he talks.
Right, and then look. All you gonna hear but money. He gonna start playing when it actually go through. They gonna be the one person to set the chart off.
Hey, no, my favorite scene was in Fast and Furious when they stole the safe. And everybody was in the warehouse and they opened up the safe.
Oh yeah,
when all the money started falling out of the safe. Yeah, that's that type of shit.
Yeah, man. When it actually go through, you be like, yeah, you just feel a little bit better. You be relaxed. Like, all right, it don't even matter no more.
Right.
Got the initial and a little profit. You know what I mean? Let it ride.
I'm trying to be the first one at the door.
But man, all right, y'all. Try to get about it. We'll be back same time tomorrow, man. I might come on and do a couple of different videos, man. Make some different awareness for a couple of things that I've been looking at within the tokens that we normally look at, man. I know Stevie don't like hearing the Twitter chats, but I'm gonna try to keep that to a minimum. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
or
listen,
put a poll
and
up there.
then so Jake Gagan's gonna be in my city on the 9th for the UFC fight. He talking about let's get up, nigga. Okay, I'm gonna get up with you, baby. We're gonna have some drinks.
Hey, yeah, you drink with Jake Gagan if you want to. I think he got a little bit. I don't know. He look like he party, my brother.
No, it's okay, man. I've been doing this for 40-something years, brother. I'll take care of this.
Hey, as long as you can hang, man.
Right, little long as if they staying in the city for the night because the UFC fight it's here, but they said they're driving from. He said they're going to be in Orlando or Tampa or something. No, they're going to go to Tampa after Jacksonville. So I don't know if they're staying over or if they're going to just drive through. But I'm shit. Maybe we can step out, have some drinks, take a couple pictures, see the sights, and then shit, have a nice trip.
Word.
Shut up, Omar. Omar always says the stupidest shit. He talking about don't try to record. It's going to get awkward. I don't record nothing. Shit. What happens in Vegas? Stay in Vegas every day.
Yeah. Oh, the Sooner AMA. It's on Twitter. It's on Twitter. I just had it up.
Yeah, it's on Twitter.
It's on Twitter. So if you want to, you can go to Russ's page and then set a reminder for that, John. if you're interested. I will be present. I might even stream and do another game and listen to Russ do his first AMA because I'm interested to see how he plays the AMA game down. I want to see if that does something for Shuna also. Because if it does something for Shuna, man, that might be something I got to look out for, like when something get listed on Coinbase.
Right.
Might have to pay attention to that. So, hey, Mr. Dennis said, Stevie, don't hurt
Have a
yourself
drink.
drinking. Have one for me. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know. I have one every day for y'all. Y'all don't have to worry about that.
All right, man. Other than that, man, y'all catch me on the Fortnite field, man. I might get up with Justin. I don't know. He think he all that now. I done got him a couple W. I ain't gonna say he did something. He shot a couple people. But all right, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night, man, and be smooth. We're out of here, man.